homes restored, communities rebuilt, roads repaired, schools repaired, health facilities strengthened, livelihoods protected, and normalcy returned. But they also deserve a reconstruction framework that they can trust. This bill is not simply about creating an authority. It's about how the state exercises extraordinary and unprecedented power in an extraordinary moment. And when Parliament is being asked to confer that extraordinary power, I think we need to insist on extraordinary accountability. The amendments that have been proposed suggested, both in the other place and externally, and that will be suggested today, in my view, are practical. They're targeted and they're connected with the government's own stated objectives. If this bill is truly about the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa and the people most affected by it, then let's place it in the bill. If Jamrock is to provide meaningful oversight, then let us give it some legal footing and ensure that it has access to information and reporting obligations. If NARA is intended to be time-bound, then let us make it time-bound in the Act. If the ordinary machinery of government is too slow and fragmented, then let's require a visible program to fix it. None of these things will delay reconstruction. Like there's an argument that if you are constructive about the bill, then you are opposite to reconstruction efforts. And I want to dispel that argument. Right? None of this prevents the government from acting with speed. None of this weakens the response and the ability to respond to the emergency. They simply ensure that the speed is accompanied by structure. The flexibility is accompanied by accountability. And that the extraordinary powers remain tied to extraordinary circumstances that are being used to justify them. I can't see why there is a reasonable opposition to that. Mr. President, the Jamaican people are not only asking, or rather they are not asking for promises. They're asking for delivery that they can see. They're asking, Mr. President, for systems that they can trust, for safeguards that continue to protect the public interest. One of the most important tests of this legislation will not only be what NARA will build, but will be whether Jamaicans believe that what is built was delivered in a transparent, fair, efficient way, and that whatever was built and delivered was in their interest. Because this reconstruction thing is not only going to be a physical exercise, it's going to be an exercise of public trust. You see, the biggest exam probably that we have taken as a country. And the trust is not built by asking people to accept assurances that things that are being set up outside of the bill will happen. It starts with how we construct the law, the structure, the reporting, the transparency, the accountability. Mr. President, Jamaica must rebuild. Nobody on this side is opposed to that. But we must rebuild with competence. We must rebuild with transparency. We must rebuild with accountability. And if we are serious about resilience, then resilience must mean more than the physical infrastructure. It must mean stronger institutions, stronger safeguards, and stronger democracy. And if we're truly legislating for the people that we're supposed to serve, then the people must be able to see themselves in the legislation. They must see the purpose. They must see the safeguards. They must see how decisions will be made. They must see how the money will be spent. And they must know that when this extraordinary mechanism is put in place, that it actually will come to an end. That we're not going to roll this thing over into perpetuity. And that is not obstruction or opposition. I think it's responsible lawmaking. Mr. President, we owe the victims of Hurricane Melissa more than urgency. We owe them urgency with accountability. We owe them speed with transparency. And we need to rebuild with trust. That's the standard that the Jamaican people deserve. If it pleases you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Senator Small-Fergueson.